Well, I can tell you one thing. Saturday's matchup between Tennessee and Oklahoma is not short of big storylines. Just pick one. It's Oklahoma's first conference game as a member of the SEC. It's a battle of Tennessee's offense and Oklahoma's defense. And it is homecoming for Tennessee head coach Josh Heupel, who is the former quarterback at Oklahoma from 1999 to 2000. All these storylines are absolutely massive. This is arguably the best game of Week 4. I do believe it will live up to the hype. And today we are here to break down this game and, of course, share our official prediction. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. So glad you could join us today. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and, of course, check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home of our exclusive expert picks. Some of the best college football and NFL spread picks in the entire country, beating out over 80% of the national handicappers already this year, but we've done so each of the last 6 years as well. So we're already off to a very strong start. We're going to continue that start. You do not want to miss our expert picks, guys. Some of the best picks in the country, one of the lowest prices in the country for a full year-long subscription. One-time price for a full year-long subscription. No other handicapper is going to hit the marks that we're hitting. No other handicapper is going to offer you that type of deal. So go sign up, join our team today, and start winning big with us today. Tennessee, Oklahoma, number 6 team in the country, traveling to take on the 15th ranked team in the country. I am pumped for this game. Again, not sure of any storylines. Every single one of them you could take off and run with. Every single one of them adds even more importance to this game in Norman on Saturday night. Breaking down the two teams, we'll start on the offensive side of the ball. Let's start with Tennessee, where it is the Nico Iamaleava show. It's all we hear about, right? Nico Iamaleava. And you should hear about him because he's absolutely phenomenal. 698 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the year. This Tennessee offense is averaging over 63 points per game and nearly 640 yards per game. And yes, I know their strength of schedule up until this point has not been great, right? They beat Chattanooga. They crushed NC State, which has been their toughest test. And then last week, absolutely annihilated Kent State. But here's the thing. I know those have been cupcake teams, but there are a lot of other teams in the country that couldn't put up these type of stats against the opponents that Tennessee has faced. And what to me is crazier is we talk so much about Nico Iamaleava and how great he is, which he is. He's an unbelievable quarterback, a very young, unbelievable quarterback. But the run game for Tennessee has been unbelievable as well. The Volunteers have rushed for over 1,000 yards this season through just 3 games. They're averaging 336.3 rushing yards per game. Dylan Sampson has over 350 yards and 9 rushing touchdowns already this season. Deshaun Bishop has rushed for over 200 yards this season, averaging 10.1 yards per carry. They have 4 players in all that have rushed for at least 100 yards. They have 4 players that have at least 100 reception yards, led by Dante Thornton Jr. This Tennessee offense, dare I say, is near unstoppable. Again, I know they haven't faced a defense like Oklahoma all year long, and we'll touch on defense in a second, but Tennessee can throw it, they can run it, they are just absolutely unbelievable on the offensive side of the ball, and again, what else would you expect from a Josh Heupel-led team? You take a look at Oklahoma. You can't say the same for the Sooners, right? What Tennessee has been doing, you can't say the same for Oklahoma. Their offense has been really concerning for me if I'm an Oklahoma fan. Yeah, they crushed Temple in Week 1, but even in that game against the Owls, they only had 378 yards of offense, and that's a horrendous Temple defense. But the last 2 weeks have been very concerning. They only mustered 16 points in their home win over Houston, arguably the worst team in the Big 12, only mustered 16 points and 249 yards of offense in that game. Last week against Tulane, it was a 5-point game in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma only mustered 349 yards of offense and only 167 passing yards. Look, Jackson Arnold's got a lot of potential. He has shown flashes of brilliance. Over 480 yards on the year, 7 touchdowns, and is currently the Sooners' leading rusher with 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. And honestly, if I'm Oklahoma, that's concerning. The fact that Arnold, who, yes, has shown mobility, is mobile, but isn't the most dangerous rushing quarterback in the world, it's concerning to me that he is the leading rusher for the Sooners. It's concerning for me that there's not a running back that has taken the load and has, taken off at that position and has racked up a bunch of yards through 3 games against relatively easy opponents, that's concerning to me. And you can point to the offensive line. We knew coming into the season Oklahoma was going to have a questionable offensive line, a completely revamped offensive line. And so far, I wouldn't say they've struggled, but they haven't been great. They haven't opened up a lot of lanes for their running backs, obviously. They've already allowed 9 sacks so far this year. This Oklahoma offense is nowhere near as electric or explosive as that of Tennessee's. They've made plenty of mistakes already through 3 games this year. Again, 3 games that haven't been all that challenging. They're nowhere near where they should be, and that could pose a bit of a problem as they begin to face a very, very strong and underrated Tennessee defense. And we're going to break down both of these defenses next, but first, a quick word from our sponsor. We've got a new sponsor for the show this season, Chris Gates Fitness and his online fitness training camp. Training Camp is a monthly fitness program designed specifically for football fans, and it's like nothing I've ever seen before. With hundreds of different workouts and exclusive content such as the calorie calculator and, my personal favorite, the low-calorie, high-protein tailgating cookbook, Training Camp is a must for any football fan looking to get or stay in shape. With Chris as your coach, you'll get top-notch guidance. He's been coaching people online since 2018, and, like all of you watching, he's a die-hard football fan. His clients consistently get results by implementing a flexible approach to diet and exercise. So if you're interested in getting brand new workout programs every month, fitness challenges every month to push you to develop healthy habits, challenges within the Training Camp community like weekly football pick'ems, access to live Q&As where you can get direct personalized support from Chris with your health and fitness, and the support of a community of people there to encourage you every step of the way, you need to visit chrisgatesfitness.com/Gridiron Expert, the link down in the description below. Learn more, sign up today, and use our promo code GRIDIRON to get your first month for just $10. And definitely don't forget to check out Chris Gates Fitness and his September Step Count Challenge, where you can win a free treadmill. And also his weekly football pick'ems, where he's giving away free prizes. The biggest one's, of course, some free supplements for the guys that are trying to get in shape. So go check it out. Again, the link for that down in the description below. Again, take a look at the defense. We talked about Tennessee. It's an underrated unit, one that I don't think gets a lot of attention because we talk about how great the Volunteers' offense is. Tennessee, they're so explosive offensively. They're so electric. They're racking up all these yards. And we don't pay much attention to Tennessee's defense. And I think that's a travesty. I think that's a shame on all of our parts, because this defense is really, really good. 3 games this year, again, not the best opponents, but 3 games this year, Tennessee has allowed just 13 points. They've given up just 160.7 yards per game, only 105 through the air, only 55.7 on the ground. That's really, really good. I don't care who you are. Again, we talked about Tennessee. There are not many teams that could put up those type of offensive stats against the teams they've played. There are not many teams out there that could have put up these defensive stats against the teams that they have played. And, we knew this defensive line for Tennessee was going to be pretty strong heading into 2024. We talked about that in the preseason, how the defensive line, specifically the front 7 as a whole, was going to be strong for the Volunteers. But in a way, maybe they've exceeded expectations. They're continuously putting pressure on the quarterback. They're consistently wreaking havoc in the backfield. And what's more impressive to me is Tennessee's defense, 3 games, has allowed just 2 plays have gone for over 20 yards. They've allowed just 2 plays that have gone for over 20 yards, and one of them was last week, a 30-yard run by Kent State in the 4th quarter when Tennessee was already up 71-0. Scrubs were already in. It didn't mean much. 3 games, they've allowed just 2 plays that have gone for over 20 yards. They do not allow many explosive plays. They do a great job of bottling up the run. Oklahoma, if I'm them, I'm a little concerned going up against this very strong Tennessee defense. The Sooners, though, maybe you should be worried if you're Tennessee. We talk about that. It's a chess match. We know Tennessee's got a great offense, but we know Brent Venables has got a pretty solid defense. The offensive mind of Josh Heupel versus the defensive mind of Brent Venables. That's the matchup I'm excited to watch on Saturday. The Sooners have been great defensively. They're giving up just 264 yards per game, only 78 rushing yards per game, and that's going to be the key, right? If you are Oklahoma, you've got to bottle up the run. We mentioned Tennessee has rushed for over 330 yards per game so far this year. Obviously, Oklahoma is the best team Tennessee has faced. Oklahoma is the best defense Tennessee has faced. But if you are Brent Venables, you have to make Tennessee one-dimensional. You have to bottle up the run and force Nico Iamaleava to win this game through the air. And here's the thing. Nico is great, but this is the toughest environment he has played in his collegiate career, young collegiate career. Yes, he played in the bowl game last year against Iowa, who had a very strong defense. So far this year, 2 home games, a neutral site game. He's playing in a true road game in Norman, a very difficult place to play, a place that is going to be hyped to be hosting a top 15 showdown in their first ever SEC game. This is a tough environment for this young quarterback. So if I'm Brent Venables, I'm throwing a lot of different looks at him. I'm stuffing the run, forcing him to win this game through the air, and seeing if our defense can't force him into some mistakes or some second and third and long situations, giving our offense every single opportunity to put some points on the board. Because, again, this Tennessee offense will score. They will find a way to score, which means Oklahoma has to put points on the board every opportunity and every chance and every time that they touch the ball. So ultimately, what's going to happen, guys? I think this is the best game of Week 4. I am ecstatic for this game, and I honestly could see this being a relatively slow start for both of these teams. I could see Tennessee and Oklahoma kind of coming out there, feeling each other out. Neither team kind of turns out into this explosive team, makes any big plays early on. Ultimately, I believe Tennessee wears down the Sooners. Tennessee is going to settle into this game. The Oklahoma defense can only do so much. If Tennessee's defense continues to live up to the hype and continues to play at the level they have been, I believe that they will, Oklahoma will struggle to move the ball and will struggle to put points on the board and may struggle to sustain drives. And the more that Oklahoma's defense is out on the field, the longer that Oklahoma's defense is out in the field, the more tired they are going to get. The more that Tennessee forces quick drives from Oklahoma's offense, the more tired Oklahoma's defense is going to get. And you do not need a tired defense and a struggling defense against this Tennessee offense. The Volunteers have looked unstoppable through 3 games. Oklahoma has a couple of glaring weaknesses and concerns through 3 games. Even though they are at home, I am picking Tennessee to take down Oklahoma, and they will win this game by at least a touchdown. The Volunteers, absolutely college football playoff contenders, while the Sooners left searching for some answers as they begin the bulk of SEC conference play. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home of our exclusive expert picks. Do not miss out on those. Some of the best spread picks in the entire country for one of the lowest price in the country. Go sign up and join our team today. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.